Hi there, this is Duke Luke. Welcome to another episode on my channel. So, I've been thinking lately about the state of things on the continent. In fact, I feel the last 2 years have been the lowest of the low for African democracies. With each passing day, it's hard to see how, as a continent, there ever could be any hope for us anytime soon. The thing is, growing up as a Nigerian and an African, I've had to battle negative stereotypes. For instance, Nigerians are supposed to be fraudsters. Africa is supposed to be the continent full of backward people. Without financial aids from the G7 or the Paris Club, Africa cannot survive on its own. Or, without the West, we would have never understood what human rights are. Better yet, if not for our contacts with the West, we would all still be savages killing and eating each other. These are some of the crazy narratives I've had to confront growing up as a Nigerian and an African. But let's leave stereotypes and narratives for now. Let's talk about the state of things in Africa. So last week, Senegal experienced its worst protest in decades following the arrest of a prominent MP and former presidential candidate over a rape allegation. He goes by the name Ousmane Sonko. I hope I pronounced that very well. Apologies if I murdered it. But anyways, many Senegalese believe that the arrest was masterminded by the president, Macky Sall, in order to silence opposition. The magnitude of the protest gained traction on social media, and the hashtag #FreeSenegal soon became a trend. Senegal, until now, had been a symbol of stable democracy in West Africa, and in fact, Africa as a whole. That this could happen further dimmed my hope of when Africa could ever get its democracy right. So, over the weekend, we saw videos and pictures of how security agents assaulted protesters. In one of the videos, I saw how some gun wielding people who look like the police shoot at protesters. Senegal is the new kid on the block. Before now, it was Museveni of Uganda. Before him, it was Buhari and EndSARS. Recall how Museveni, a septuagenarian who has held on to power since 1986, used the full might of the armed forces to silence the opposition during and even after the last general elections. Recall how he placed Bobi Wine under house arrest and described him as a Western stooge. Recall how he shut down the internet. Recall how he blocked foreign observers from covering the election. Protesters died. Protesters were injured. I recall I saw a video of how Bobi Wine's wife was assaulted by some security agents. If you didn't know already, African tyrants do not just give a damn. Last year, Nigerian youth staged the EndSARS protest against what had become a culture of police brutality. Young people took to the streets, demanding, among other things, the total defunct of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, aka SARS. Now, SARS, until it was defunct, was a tactical unit. But EndSARS was more than SARS. The youth continued with the protest for days until the Nigerian government sent soldiers to Lekki tollgate on the 20th of October. That night, soldiers shot at peaceful protesters. That was a black letter day for us. Riddle me this. What possible reasons can a democratic government possibly have for deploying soldiers at peaceful protesters? Democracy has not worked in Africa. Even the few African countries that serve as models to the rest of us in terms of their democracies are not exactly models. I've always wondered why, for us in Africa, democracy has never truly worked. What is it about us that has made democracy fail over and over again? Sadly, I do not have any answers to this question. Some have theorized that democracy by its very nature was not made for Africa. Some others have argued that the instabilities going on in Africa are as a result of colonialism, and we probably should go back to the pristine past. Some say our leaders are a reflection of who we are as a people, because a people always produce the leaders they deserve. But I truly believe in democracy. Despite all its flaws, democracy is still the best system of government, at least in theory, that guarantees individual freedom, choice, and liberty. It's just a shame that we haven't done a good job at consolidating democracy in Africa. If you look at Africa today, you hardly can tell the difference between now and when many countries were under military despotism. You hardly can differentiate between Museveni and Idi Amin, for instance, or between Buhari and Sani Abacha. Unfortunately, our leaders are the single greatest reinforcers of the many negative stereotypes against Africa. They have plundered our resources, they deny us the bare minimum, they weaponize religion and ethnicity to keep us divided and suspicious of each other. It is truly, truly sad. Whatever the perception the world has of Africa, do know that our leaders have done a good job at reinforcing it. I wish the people of Senegal love and light, and the rest of us on the continent under really, really bad leadership. As for the question of how we can consolidate democracy in Africa, I do not have a clue. So, these are my thoughts for today. I'd like to get your reactions, your comments, so kindly drop a comment or two down below. And do not forget to like this video and also subscribe if you haven't. So until next time, stay safe.